In a grim chapter of medical history, slaves were subjected to horrifying experiments, including being thrown into burning hot pits as a supposed treatment for sunstroke. One notable instance occurred in 1822 when Dr. Hamilton used a slave named Brown as a subject. Dr. Hamilton had a fire pit dug and placed Brown in it, covering him with wet blankets to exacerbate the effects of the heat. Throughout this ordeal, Dr. Hamilton measured the effects of various medications on Brown's body temperature and overall health. This egregious exploitation of human beings highlights the dark legacy of medical experimentation on vulnerable populations.
Marian Sims, the father of modern gynecology, purchased black women slaves and used them as guinea pigs for his untested surgical experiments. He repeatedly performed genital surgery on black women without anesthesia because, according to him, black women don't feel pain. Anarcha, one of those women, was an African-American slave woman who was forced to regularly undergo surgical experiments while positioned on Sims's table, squatting on all fours and fully awake, without the comfort of any anesthesia. It's been calculated that Anarcha was operated on roughly 34 times between 1845. These operations helped Dr. Sims hone his techniques and create his gynecological tools. It would be more than appropriate to credit Anarcha, along with other nameless slave women, as the mothers of gynecology. Did you know that in 1963-1971, black prisoners were injected with radioactive compound called thymidine into their testicles? The experiment was to test the effects of radiation on the cells of the testes and the doses of radiation that would produce changes or induce damage in the cells. At the time of the Oregon experiment, using prisoners as research subjects was an accepted practice in U.S. In this particular study, it was interpreted by state officials as permitting an inmate to give his consent to a vasectomy, consenting to becoming an experimental subject.